Hello everyone, this is Aryan Thakkar, your coach and mentor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel on Aryan Tutorials, where in this video we are going to take up the next structure of transformation series, where sentences with if gets transformed into unless. And uh, at times, if a question comes like if something had not happened, then something negative would have happened वाला कॉन्टेक्स्ट का सेंटेंसेस कि अगर ये नहीं हुआ होता तो कुछ बुरा हो जाता, दैट यूजुअली गेट्स ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड इनटू बट वाले सेंटेंसेस एंड देन बट के साथ इमीडिएटली फॉर आता है. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग इसको कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं, इफ वाले सेंटेंसेस गेटिंग ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड इनटू अनलेस वाला वर्जन. नाउ द लॉजिक गोज लाइक इफ अ सेंटेंस इज पॉजिटिव, अनलेस का मतलब ये होता है, अनलेस इटसेल्फ मींस इफ प्लस नॉट. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली दिस मेक्स अनलेस अ नेगेटिव सेंटेंस. बोल के हम लोग इफ के साथ नॉट लगा के उसको भी नेगेटिव करके बैलेंस आउट करने का कोशिश करते हैं. सो इफ योर सेंटेंस इज नेगेटिव, योर आंसर ऑल्सो हैज टू बी इन द नेगेटिव फॉर्मेट. But if the sentence is positive, in that case your answer has to be in the positive structure. Please remember that thing in mind. यहाँ पे यूजुअली तीन टाइप के सेंटेंसेस आपको देखने मिलेंगे कि अगर if के साथ not दिया है, that means if there is a negative introduced with if in the form of not, then unless खुद एक negative है और negative negative balance out हो जाता है. लेकिन if a question is in the format of if, that too without a not, कि इसमें नॉट ना हो, देन अनलेस एक नेगेटिव है उसके साथ एक नॉट को इंट्रोड्यूस करके नेगेटिव नेगेटिव को पॉजिटिव बना दिया जाता है. ठीक है, क्योंकि इफ इज इन द पॉजिटिव फॉर्म बोल के नेगेटिव नेगेटिव करके उसको पॉजिटिव कर दिया जाएगा. And in case in the third structure, if you get to see a sentence which has double not, double negative, so this also becomes negative negative positive बोल के unless खुद एक negative है, not एक negative है, वो negative negative positive बन जाएगा. So if is equal to unless plus not, if plus not is equal to unless, and if plus not is equal to unless plus not. And putting a comma is mandatory in the sentences beginning with unless या फिर आपका if हो. ठीक है, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. लेट्स ट्रांसफॉर्म. If you do not follow the safety rules, you will get hurt. So यहाँ पे if के साथ not है यानी वो negative है बोल के ये unless के फॉर्मेट में बन जाएगा. So your answer would be unless you follow the safety rules, comma, you will get hurt. That is what your transformed version will be. If plus not is equal to unless without any negative. ठीक है, so unless you follow the safety rule, you will get hurt. If you water the plants regularly, they will remain healthy. यहाँ पे कोई भी not नहीं है, so it is a positive sentence. बोल के इसका transformed version will be if is equal to unless plus not. So इसका transformed version will be unless you water the plants regularly, comma, they will not remain healthy. ठीक है, unless you water the plants regularly, comma, they will not remain healthy. If you do not follow if you do not follow your instincts, you will not lead to the right destination. So if plus not becomes unless plus not. ठीक है, if plus not becomes unless plus not. So your answer would be unless you follow your instincts, comma, you will not lead to the right destination. You will not lead to the right destination. That is how your answer will be. if she does not, if के साथ not complete the assignment she will lose marks. So if plus not is equal to unless, so क्या हो जाएगा, unless she completes. Now since the subject is singular, it's a singular subject, हम लोग जानते हैं कि singular subject के साथ जो verb आता है present tense में V1 आता है, and that too उसके साथ S या ES लगाना पड़ता है as per subject verb agreement. So that is why it is unless she completes. She does not complete, इसमें आप S नहीं लगा सकते हो, wrong हो जाएगा, ठीक है, but unless के साथ फिर आपका completes होगा, she completes. So unless she completes the assignment, comma, she will lose marks. Unless she completes the assignment, comma, she will lose marks. If I do not, if plus not, get enough rest, I will not, double not will be able to accompany you. So इसका आंसर होगा unless I get enough rest, comma, I will not be able to accompany you, full stop. ठीक है, so this is how you transform your structures using unless. Please remember this and take a note of whatever I have said. Now coming to the second structure, if a sentence has a meaning of if something had not happened then something negative would have happened, it usually gets transformed into the structure of but immediately followed by for. नाउन प्रोनाउन फ्रेज जो भी होगा उसको लगा के हम लोग कॉमा लगा के ज्वाइन करके देन द रिजल्टेंट क्लॉज को लगाते हैं. लाइक इफ शी हैड नॉट रिमाइंडेड मी आई वुड हैव मिस्ड द मीटिंग. नाउ ये रिमाइंडेड का नाउन हो जाएगा रिमाइंडर. सो इसका आंसर बनेगा बट फॉर हर रिमाइंडर, बट फॉर हर रिमाइंडर कॉमा I would have missed the meeting. That is how you transform. But for her reminder, comma, I would have missed the meeting. Going to the next one. If they had not rescued the puppy, it would have died. Now rescued का rescue हो जाएगा. So it would be but for they बन जाएगा their, but for their rescue, comma, the puppy would have died. That is how you transform. Going to the next one. If she had not studied consistently, she would have failed the test. So it would be but for her studied consistently बन जाएगा, but for her consistent study, but for her consistent study, comma, she would have failed the test. But for her consistent study, comma, she would have failed the test. If the doctor had not arrived on time, the patient would not have survived, but for the doctor's arrival on time, comma, the patient would not have survived. This is how you transform your sentences using but for. If a question comes in a format of if something would have not happened, then something negative would have happened. Okay? And I hope with this your doubts regarding these two structures would have been cleared. And if you are liking my content, then please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and have a great time preparing for your examination. Till then, keep smiling, keep studying. Take care. Bye-bye.